Yes, that's me.
Imagine a world where animals could suddenly speak and express their thoughts and feelings. It would be a world unlike any we have ever known. The relationships between humans and animals would change forever. No longer would we only be able to guess what's going through a dog's mind as it happily wags its tail, or how a cat really feels when it's being petted. For starters, we would finally be able to understand the full extent of animal intelligence. Scientists have long been studying animal behavior, but what if animals themselves could explain their motivations and reasoning behind their actions? It's mind-boggling to think about the breakthroughs that could be made in our understanding of animal cognition and communication. However, this newfound understanding of animal intelligence would come with some shocking revelations. For example, have you ever thought about what your pet might say if it could talk? Well, it's not just dogs and cats that would have a lot to say. The treatment of farm animals and their living conditions would come under scrutiny as they would be able to share their experiences with the world. The horrific realities of factory farming and the mistreatment of animals in the food industry would be exposed. On the other hand, we would also get to hear heartwarming stories of animals and their loving relationships with their human families. We would be able to understand the true bond between a pet and its owner and how deep and meaningful these relationships can be. Despite the scientific reality, the fantasy of talking animals remains a popular one. From children's books like Charlotte's Web and The Wind in the Willows to animated movies like Zootopia and Finding Nemo, the idea of animals that can talk continues to captivate audiences of all ages. This is likely because the idea of animals being able to speak offers a unique perspective on the world, allowing us to see things from a different point of view and to imagine the possibilities of what our animal friends might say. While the idea of talking animals is certainly intriguing, it's also important to consider what the consequences of such a scenario might be. For one, it could fundamentally alter the balance of power between humans and animals. If animals were able to communicate with us on a human level, it's likely that we would have to re-evaluate our relationships with them and the ways in which we treat them. Another potential consequence of talking animals is that it could disrupt the natural order of the food chain. If animals were able to communicate with one another and coordinate their actions, it's possible that they could band together and pose a threat to humans. This is the premise of several science fiction novels, where talking animals overthrow their human oppressors and establish a new order. Finally, talking animals could also have a significant impact on our own communication and relationships with one another. If animals were able to talk, it's possible that we might be able to gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts and emotions, which could in turn lead to a greater appreciation for their perspectives. But it could also lead to misunderstandings and conflict as we might not always agree with what they have to say. And what about wild animals? Would they be able to share their experiences and observations about human behavior and the impact that we are having on their habitats and ecosystems? This newfound communication could lead to a deeper understanding and appreciation for the natural world, and potentially even inspire us to change our ways and work towards a more sustainable future. But while talking animals may be the stuff of fantasy, the reality of animal communication is no less fascinating. Many species of animals are capable of communicating with one another through a variety of vocalizations, gestures, and other means. For example, some birds use intricate songs to attract mates and establish territory, while dolphins and whales use complex vocalizations to communicate with one another over long distances. Even more remarkable is the ability of some animals to use tools and solve problems. Chimpanzees, for example, have been observed using sticks to extract termites from their nests, and some species of birds have been known to use twigs to extract insects from crevices. These examples demonstrate that animals are capable of much more than we might initially think, and that their communication and problem-solving abilities are much more advanced than previously believed. Despite the potential challenges and ethical considerations, the idea of animals being able to talk to us is one that continues to capture the imagination. As technology continues to advance and our understanding of animal communication deepens, it's not outside the realm of possibility that we may one day be able to have conversations with the creatures we share this planet with. Whether this would be a positive development for both animals and humans remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain, The possibility of animals talking is a fascinating and exciting concept that is sure to spark debates and discussions for many years to come. In conclusion, the world would be forever changed if animals could talk. It would be a world of both surprises and shock, but also a world of greater understanding and empathy. We would be able to see the world from a completely new perspective and gain a deeper appreciation for the other creatures with whom we share this planet.